there's one more video. There's at least one more video I wanted to watch for the react stream today. At least one more video I want to watch. Hold on. I can't stop dying. Can you stop dying? It's you're getting all over my fucking couch. You don't die all over my fucking Bunny, stop wobbling. Bunny, stop wobbling. Stop that. You're not allowed to wobble. Stop that.
I think a lot of self-help content now.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, we've watched this video. We've watched this person before where they talked about femboys or something like that, and I actually like really enjoyed that video from them. So I wanted to watch another video from them because I like them. I thought they're oh shit, by the way, I opened up Twitter and there was gay furry porn immediately as soon as I opened it. That was awesome. That's pretty cool. Don't mind me. Anyway. Anyway, so we watched a video from this person before, the poopy show. The poopy show. And I like him a lot. Gay furry porn jump scare. At least share that to the Discord. Maybe if you behave. Anyway, your brain is stupid. Use it to your advantage. Sure. Tell me, white woman.
I think a lot of self-help content nowadays assumes you have a sophisticated understanding of your problems and a level of self-awareness. But you're not a mountain, a disruptor, or whatever the latest alpha bro patch is.
Okay, I'm gonna say this immediately, and I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to be like vain or like narcissistic when I say it. I promise you I'm not, okay? But like unironically, I've always been like a pretty self-aware person, methinks. Where I've always been able to like really like I've always been like very aware of like my own faults and problems, and like I'm able to like I know about shit. Maybe it's like I'm aware that I have a problem, but I don't do anything about it. But I'm at least aware about it, and I'm like, well, I still do it. But even if I'm self-aware about it, but I've always been like a pretty self-aware person, like be able to like know it's like, yeah, there's something wrong with me. I mean, I don't know. I've always had shit wrong with me.
What you really are is a rat. Yes.
What? I'm a rat? What the hell?
Even after millions of years of evolution, deep down, you're still a rodent. And it might be hard to get a rat to change its outlook on life, but it'd be easy to teach it a few tricks by appealing to and manipulating its primitive brain.
Why is the brain so squishy and tiny?
Brain. And today on the Poppy Show, we go over a list of 5 ways to do just that.
Sure.
Number 1. You might already be familiar with don't dress for the job.
Panky the rat VTuber? I'm not a rat, bro. I am not. My ass is not Ririgaki, bro. Fuck
dress
off.
For the job you want. But how you dress isn't just about making an impression on others. See, the clothes you put on have an actual impact on how well you perform. Embodied cognition is a theory that suggests that
so me wearing like skirts and pretty clothes is good for me?
Cognition is not just a product of our mind, but can be affected by the body's form, actions, as well as environment. Psychologists Adam Galinsky and Hadra Adam, who coined the term enclothed cognition, describe how clothes can affect our psychological processes through the activation of abstract concepts and their symbolic meaning.
Smart,
in this scenario, the question,
wow,
what if me symbol, was answered through several experiments where participants who associated attention-related characteristics with lab coats were separated into 3 groups. One which wore the lab coats, one that just had the lab coats on display, and one which was to perform the tasks in a lab coat-free environment. They were all given the super annoying Stroop test, which requires high levels of attention and concentration. Astoundingly, the group that wore the lab coats did twice as good, and similar results were seen in the other 2 experiments, which isn't very hard to believe. Symbols are the original language of...
Is that... wait... So if I wear a lab coat, then I become 2 times smarter? Oh my god. Maybe I gotta wear a lab coat more often. Holy shit. What was a rat before I decided for a squirrel? It would be a rat, huh? Corrupt. Yeah, that makes sense for you.
The pattern-seeking, meaning-making human mind. So they do hold a lot of subconscious weight. Now, I'm not saying putting on a unitard will magically turn you into a powerlifter, but I am saying putting on a lab coat will. I'm not, but I'm definitely getting a lab coat. Even if it doesn't help increase sustained attention, it's gonna make me look like I'm always up to something. And shit can go down any minute. Also, I don't need an experiment to tell me that I'll feel good in it. I just need it.
Do lab coats unironically give you a +2 to your int? Is that what it is? Wearing a lab coat just gives you a +2 to int? That's crazy. I didn't know that like clothes actually had stats attached to them. That's crazy. Damn. What do like thigh highs give you? Like +2 to like being a faggot? Like what? +1 charisma? Okay. +2 to gay. What would you get from various stats? Like if you wore like biker shorts, you get like +2 to like fucking like strength or something like that. Or whatever. Maybe not strength, maybe like stamina. My Fallout reasons lab coat was +5 int. That's insane.
Peer-reviewed research to justify my purchase. Next, number 2 is kind of a two-parter.
If you wear a shirt with an anime girl, then that's like a -5 to charisma and like a +5 to being a fucking chud.
Self-fulfilling prophecies and the Pygmalion effect. A self-fulfilling prophecy is when your expectations about a certain outcome influence what you do, and biased actions push you towards realizing your prediction. I'm not talking about fate or accidentally banging your mom. I'm talking about things like the placebo effect, which is a great example of how powerful believing in expectations can be. And there's nothing sweeter than being right. It's so good to be right, in fact, that even negative expectations for an outcome might unconsciously produce the poor actions that lead you to said negative outcome. For example, you think you will fail an important presentation. You don't prepare as well as you could because you believe it's futile. You're less productive because you're too anxious, and on the day you stutter and forget your points because you're second guessing yourself. So in the end, you do fail, and you might even convince yourself that you're just bad at presenting in general, creating a cycle.
Shit like that is so real. It's like I've been around people like in my life, throughout my entire life, where it's like they will like tell themselves that they can't do something, and because of that, it's like they don't do anything because they tell themselves they can't do it. It's like you need to be able to you need to have like a little bit of faith in yourself to be like, hey, I can do this. Maybe if I work hard, and if you fail, then like, I don't know. Everybody fails at shit. That's not a bad thing, bro. I don't know. Everyone fails at shit.
Going down this.
I've definitely gotten stuck in the cycle of self-fulfilling prophecies though, where it's like I tell myself that I'm gonna like fail or whatever, and I end up failing because I told myself I was going to, and shit like that. It was the shit was ass. So I've really tried to like be somewhat positive about it and be like, it's like, why do you think I tell everyone I'm gonna be the biggest femboy VTuber ever? Well, I don't want to tell myself that I'm gonna be a failure, so I want to make a self-fulfilling prophecy where I'm gonna make strides to be the best femboy VTuber ever.
Slippery slope that is learned helplessness. Simply because of an expectation. That being said, I can't just go, you gotta be more confident.
I'd fuck my own mom. Sorry, Lock-in.
In yourself, do I look like a book cover? I'm saying, go buy a lab coat. No, I'm serious. Turns out wearing a lab coat makes you the GOAT, actually, as proved by the Enclothed cognition experiment I just talked about. The test must either be true or I was lying in order to force upon you a placebo made out of polyester. Either way, an expectation to do better has been set. You're welcome. Moving on to 2.5, the Pygmalion effect. It's not just your expectations that influence your actions and thus the expected outcome. It's your expectations of other people that can affect your actions, so that once again, your beliefs, not of the outcome, but of others, can be confirmed. Named after the Greek myth of Pygmalion, a sculptor who had such great expectations for his statue that it came to life. It usually applies to authoritative figures. In the Roosevelt Jacobson study, the researchers randomly chose a group of elementary school children and informed their teachers that they are gifted. And although they weren't actually faster learners, and neither were they told that they are, at the end of the school year, those kids showed greater improvement than the kids labeled non-gifted. And there's also a bad...
What the hell? You just chose like 3 or 4 kids randomly and just said, yeah, these kids are gifted for no reason, and then they became good? What the fuck?
Ending version of this, the golem effect, where low expectations of workers and students leads to worse performance.
Holy
it's
shit.
Also named after a myth involving a statue, but this one went insane because it didn't get to clock out Friday night. So the takeaway here is, do it. Be delusional for 1 second. Expect good from yourself and others.
Be
Next,
delusional. Real.
Number 3. Ben Franklin once said, "Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy." And also,
Phone died. What did I miss? We're watching a video about how our brain is dumb.
More ready to do you another than he whom you yourself have obliged. Both hold much wisdom, but the second quote has a bunch of nerds backing it up. And the Ben Franklin effect. This is a psychological phenomenon that explains how people tend to like someone more after they've done them a favor. And it has little to do with your actual opinions of the person asking for a favor, and everything to do with your opinion of yourself. See, you need to justify and rationalize the act of doing someone a favor by convincing yourself that you must like the person. If you don't, it would conflict with your typical behavior and self-perception. Even if you've once felt neutral towards the person, you will adjust your attitude and opinions of them in order for your actions to be consistent with your self-image. I know it sounds really convoluted, but it's basically a cognitive dissonance exploit.
So, like, wait, what does that mean? So, like, what does this, like, mean? Does this mean, like, if I were to do a favor for someone, I would like that person more because I did a favor for them? And so it means that, like, is that what it's trying to say?
And this might be a niche example that not everyone in the audience will understand, but every semi-stranger in Eastern Europe that has ever asked me for a cigarette just gets bro status. I swear you have done nothing to gain my sympathy, but you have earned my trust. I'm not going to explain why. Helping others just kind of feels like this, so... By the way, I'm obviously not encouraging you to go on the street and ask random people for cigarettes. But what you might actually...
Is that a hack? Is this a hack? Like, hey, like, I start going up to like, I don't know, like, cute girls and be like, hey, like, do you have a zit or two I could bum off of you? And they're like, yeah, for sure. And then, like, I'm in.
Benefit from...
I don't do zins, by the way.
Is number 4. Asking someone to share a warm drink with you. I know you might be tired of me bringing it up over and over again, but this is again somewhat related to the lab coat from before. Let me explain. Embodied cognition doesn't just apply to clothes. All kinds of objects and sensations can influence our perception. Joshua Ackerman and John Barr conducted...
Wait, were we not supposed to?
An experiment in which 3 resumes were given to employers. One was just paper, one was attached to a clipboard, and one was attached to a heavy clipboard. Interviewers rated the heavy clipboard interviewees much higher. Did they email them back though? Probably not. Why have decency when you can just waste someone's time?
That's real.
It's not important in terms of discussing the experiment. I just have feelings. Anyways, I talked about symbol 3 minutes ago. Hope you remember. The weight of the clipboard made the interviewer see the candidate as more important. Holding anything heavy in general while contemplating something will make what you're thinking about feel more important, because you can say that you're contemplating a weighty decision.
Wait. Oh shit. Wait, hold. Oh shit. Yeah. I sorry chat. I just grabbed the nearest book to me, dude. I feel like, wait, I feel the +5 in my brain. I feel that. I feel it, bro. The +5 is up. I just got a whole, okay. After this video, I gotta buy a lab coat. I gotta get like something that's 5 to 10 pounds to hold at all times. And I gotta make sure to ask people for cigarettes on the street. And if I can do all of this, maybe I'll actually, oh my God, wait, holy fuck. Wait, I get it now. I understand. Holy shit.
On the brighter side, the warm drink you're holding will make you believe that the person you're talking to has a warmer personality. Bonus points if you're sitting on a soft couch, double points if you're wearing a lab coat.
Wow.
Those were all the useful tips that I wanted to share with you today. I hope they inspire
Wow, she is really cute.
you to check out some other obscure psychological experiments. Just don't look at the ones that involve dolphins or mice or monkeys.
What?
Avoid the animal ones in general. No more self-help books, okay? I swear 50% is verbal snake oil, 45% is shit you already knew about, and 5% is friendly Geordie. And you know, I've been there before I realized that I can get more enrichment from
Look at that. Look at those feet, bro. God damn.
reading a PlayStation 1 game manual or watching PewDiePie videos. Because you know, they make you feel real good about yourself. They really make you feel like you're putting in an effort for like self-improvement, but you're really just, you know. That being said, if I see a chick on Instagram that's like talking either way too fast or way too slow and is wearing like elements from like 5 different cultures.
Repeat these affirmations after me.
I'll hear her out. But that's only because it's like 3 a.m. and I'm feeling particularly in tune with the moon and my ovaries or whatever. But yeah, none of it really helps you. That being said, I'm usually very
Did she just not feel like fucking doing anything? She just didn't feel like animating?
Comfortable in front of a camera, but I'm still really uncomfortable. Oh, was this under the lab coat? Gamer subs shirts.
Not the fucking Gamer subs ad, bruh. I'm sorry. Anyway, I really like this animator. I love this animator. They're so wonderful and so silly. I love it. They make good videos here. I'll send over a like. I'll send over it. But that is a little video about how our brains are and how our brains are stupid and dumb and gay and useless. But yeah, ovulating. I'm legit ovulating right now as we speak. My ovaries are quivering, bro. My ovaries are they're shaking, bro. They're shaking. They're going crazy. I'm ready. I'm ready to fucking, I don't know. Ready for something.